Juliann Ashcraft's husband, Andrew, was one of the firefighters who died on Sunday. Juliann, good morning to you.
Good morning, Savannah.
Let me just start by saying how profoundly sorry we are to hear of your loss. I know you've got little kids. This must come as such a shock. How are you doing?
Well, it's a sad day, but we're hanging in there. We have a lot of support from the community, a lot of support from the other wives who are going through the same thing, and we're doing the best we can, just one day at a time.
I know one of the reasons you're here talking to us this morning is because you want everybody to know what a wonderful man your husband was. What would you want people to learn about him?
Not just him, all the 19 men that lost their lives. And of course, I'm partial, and I love dearly and miss dearly my husband and the father of my children. He was the most amazing man, the best person I know. A contagious smile, a heart of gold. That's why he chose to do what he did and work where he worked, is because he wanted to protect the community that he lived in and loved. And the 19 men, all of them, they really bonded together. And I want people to know that in our time of mourning, we want people to know that they were heroes, that they are heroes, that they were heroes in our homes, that they are heroes in our community, that they're heroes to the people that they helped there. And our kids will remember them as heroes as well.
They were really the elite of the elite, and I know your husband in particular was the Rookie of the Year in 2011. This is incredibly dangerous work.
Right.
It goes without saying. What did it mean to him to be on the front lines, to help people?
It was everything to him. Outside of the love he shared for his family members, hotshot firefighting was his life, and he had his priorities in line. But when he was there, he would tell me, they say jump and I say how high, and their main goal was to save lives. And it's a blessing that it came on the tail end of the Dosey fire, where so many victorious things were done by the Granite Mountain Hotshots, and our community was so proud of them, and we are still so proud of them. And it means everything, the way people have reached out, and they loved what they did. These men worked together, they lived together, they fought fires together, and they died together, doing what they love.
I know on Sunday you exchanged a text message with your husband in the late afternoon, and it may have been just a couple of hours before he passed. Can you share with us what he said?
Sure. We had a series of text messages throughout that morning. He let me know that they had been assigned to the fire in Yarnell and Peoples Valley. At that point, they were focusing more on Peoples Valley. He just let us know that he loved us, that he missed us already, which was a common thing for him to do when he would go on a fire. Because the dangers of the job, he always would tell us he loved us. He got to the fire, and I had gone to church with our 4 children, and our oldest son gave a talk in church this past Sunday that he was sad that he missed, so he had messaged me and told me to let him know that he was proud of him. He said along those same lines that he was missing our family, and that for whatever reason that this fire was wild, and he said it looked like Peoples Valley was starting to burn. And obviously the goal is for them to avoid any sort of structures on fire, and so it was wild, he said. And I sent him pictures of what we were doing and the kids swimming, and he sent me a photo back of where he was sitting and what the fire looked like for them from their lunch spot. And it still did not look as catastrophic as it turned out to be. But it was interesting to have that perspective, to know what life was like for him on the fire lines and what he risked day in and day out. And he got back to me after he got our pictures and just said, I wish I was in a swimming pool. He also followed it up when I told him through our text messages that our daughter had been saying when she was watching the thunderstorm, she said, Mommy, Daddy really needs to see this. And I let him know via text message that she had said that. And he said, I really wish I could see it. We could sure use some rain over here. And that was the last I heard from him. I sent him a reply that said, will you be sleeping out there tonight? And of course there was no reply, and they all laid out there that night.
Oh, Juliann, you just have our love and our sympathy and our greatest admiration. We wish you the best. Thank you for sharing his story and the story of the other firefighters who were so brave. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. They are heroes.
You know, Savannah, you look at those photographs of the family. Andrew, 29 years old, 4 children, none of whom is older than the age of 6. They're going to need a lot of help from the community, a lot of help from their family, but a very strong woman this morning.
And I think it was so important for her to let the world know about him and his colleagues and how special they were and what they did. And she said it. They died fighting to protect people. That's what they were all about, and they have our hearts this morning, that is for sure.
Boy, what courage, though, to hear her words, and wow, just to be able to speak like that and really represent the best of what they're going through right now.
Definitely.
There are 18 more stories just like that one, unfortunately.